Hello, everybody. Sorry, it didn't look like it started recording. Welcome to the free to play series. I'm going to kick this off with my final key on Nightmare today. So you'll see it's a little closer today, 30.3 million. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off. Yesterday I did not pull it off, and it was partly due to a couple of different things. One, I started my keys way later in the day. Instead of doing them first thing in the morning, I did them like middle of the day because I came home and napped before work. And that threw off my timing, meaning that my fourth key wasn't going to be available to me until 1 in the morning. Um, so I was like, well, I'm not going to stay up till 1 in the morning just to use that key. And I thought about spending gems to get the key, to get my fourth key, which I was okay with until I had three of my four runs being subpar on damage because we're right at that point, we don't have a lot of cushion. So if we have a bad pull on clan boss, then sometimes that can sometimes that's enough for me to be like, oh crap, so I was like, rather than stay up late, I'll take whatever chest they give me. I did not get the max chest. Um, However, we're looking better today, and now we're running this clan boss on camera here to see what we can make happen. Now, I do think a part of the problem that we're running into is Leech maybe not landing as much due to the accuracy requirements. Now, it's frustrating because Deacon should have enough accuracy to be able to land Leech consistently. And that's what keeps our champions at their full HP. But you'll see right there, he did his A1 attack and Leech did not land. Now, I know it's not a 100% chance. So a big part of it could just be that we're getting unlucky with percentages. And the other part of it could be that, he's taking a lot fewer turns with the A1 with his current speeds that he's at. So we'd likely want to see him sped up a little bit faster to gain the benefit of that leech, if we can get him multiple turns. But even now, like, we're not landing that leech. And if we don't land the leech, then Ursula gets too low. If Ursula gets too low, she becomes the stun target, and that basically breaks the run at that point because Ursula being alive is a big part of both our damage and our survivability. So you'll see here we do get the revive off, but we have Leech on right now, but Ursula's gonna die, and so Ursula dying there is pretty painful. Um, I did see some comments about putting her in better gear, bolster or uh, is it? I want to call it rejuvenation gear, but I don't think that's the right term for it. It might be. Um, but basically sets where she would heal herself every turn and give herself a little bit more longevity. Great suggestion. Absolutely would love to be able to do that. I just don't quite have the gear, and we'll take a look at that here in a second. However, even though we only did 9 million on that key, I do believe that we have enough. We needed to get 39. So we needed to get 39.16. We got 39.94. So we are good. We get the max chest tomorrow. Um, I likely won't be able to open all of those on camera because that would require me making videos first thing in the morning. Um, but I will keep you guys apprised. This number won't change magically overnight unless it's from Clan Boss because I'm not spending money. So when you see that 3 go to 4, that means, hey, we got a Sacred Shard in that chest. Um, okay. So let's look at my gear because I just said I would do that. So if we do look, regeneration gear. I think I called it rejuvenation just now, but it's regeneration gear. As you can see, I don't even have a lot of pieces to begin with, let alone ones that are kind of worth upgrading. Um, that's just something that I will be farming at some point in the future as the account progresses. It's just not a set that I'm farming a lot of right now. I believe that drops off of no, it's not Ice Golem. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, it's Fire Knight, right? Yeah, Fire Knight. So Fire Knight has been one of my fewer run. Is that doesn't matter. I was trying to be like, is that grammatically correct? But I don't run Fire Knight as much as other dungeons. The gear here is really, really good. I would love to be able to. I have a pretty good team for it. I have a ton of multi hitters. Um, it's just not one that I've been prioritizing. In fact, I think the last team I ran, I would probably still use Apothecary over Ursula for the multi hitting. Um, because he brings so much in terms of multi hitting. So, um, a big game changer in this area would be someone like a Lure or a Cold Heart, and hopefully we'll pull one of those at some point. But for right now, I'm okay with where we're sitting there. Not too worried about it. So the other thing I wanted to do in this video was we do have a tournament going on for Champion Souls. So it's a Soul Chase tournament. So basically I pull souls and get gear. I will tell you right now, I'm not going to get this legendary book out of this tournament. The reason I know that is because I didn't get that legendary book on my main account, and I have way more souls to pull on the main account. Now I did upgrade this wish list before we logged out. I don't I don't think I'm gonna put Husk in there. Husk is a great champion, and he'll probably be my focus if things don't go well on this upcoming shard pull. I suppose pulling a soul for Husk would force my hand a little bit, like a good soul, like a 3 or a 4 star. However, I'm okay. I would really prefer to get the souls on Ursula and Deacon. Certainly higher level ones if I can. So we're gonna go in the Mystic Market. We're gonna buy up all these guys. And we're gonna go ahead and pull some. Um, 38 points. Yep, not looking great. Oh, hey, what do we got? What do we got? Yumiko. Okay. Would love to get a Yumiko. That's a soul that will probably sit there for a very long time. Um, yeah, none of these souls are any that I'm very excited about. So 59 points isn't bad. I'd love to be excited about that. I really would. The reality is that Airbase is just not a champion that I'm probably ever going to get on this account. Um, you know, I have a feeling I'll probably move on from this game at some point before I ever get one specific mythical champion. We did have a lot of epics. I'm going to go over kind of the total soul collection here. Jarek is a great one. I don't know how I feel about the Cormac soul. Tuak, there's some contention about his viability. Like some people love him, some people hate him. I don't know where I stand on that because I never got him in at a time when I really wanted him. The rest of the epic ones that I pulled, White Dryad Nia I already had. So I got to remember about Cormac. I will say that all of this stuff is gonna go. Even Corpulent Cadaver. I know he's great in certain areas of the game. I mean, he got nerfed, but he's still good. But I don't think he's a champion that I'm ever gonna try and build a thing for. So I will keep the rare ones just to save resources. Um, would love to get. I think that's Jarag, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look up at Cormac though. What is he? I know you guys are probably like, duh, he's this, but I don't know off the top of my head. He's not a champion that I'm super familiar with. So, is he I don't, he's not a Sylvan. Oh, no, he is a Sylvan. Okay. I'm just reading here. Okay, interesting. I like the decreased speed and the decreased defense, and the extra turn. The accuracy is pretty good if you want to land. You know, you can build him less, but I don't know that he's going to be one that's, yeah, mediocre ratings. I don't think he's really one that I would go nuts over. Single target hits. I do like champions that have extra turns because you can usually cycle their abilities using that mechanic, but yeah. So, and obviously we don't have the champion anyways, but I was wondering if that soul would be worth keeping. But hey, we got 300 extra energy out of it. I can't complain about that. As far as the other event going on right now, the card flipping thing, the Deck of Fate, well, we almost have enough to flip one card. I almost don't want to. Do they give you a split? Yeah. So best case scenario, I get the keg, the chicken, or the book here. Maybe I will flip. But like if I flip it and I get a 2-star chicken, like that is just a waste. Granted, I'm not actively going for it, but it would be a bit of a waste if that was to happen. So, nothing else really going on the account right now. Just kind of grinding it out. Arena's been going pretty well for me lately. Let me see if I can show you my most recent. I don't know. The only other I did these two, but overall, you can see I'm still kind of hanging out in the middle of Arena, and that's kind of where I want to be. Let me just check my battle log and make sure that wasn't a team that beat me. Okay. I do that a lot of times. Like I've fought the same teams 3 times, and I'm like, oh wait, did I already fight them? Because like I'll have a key, and I'll put in a battle, and it'll be I usually just go from top down. If I'm being honest, I'm a little lazy in that sense. If you really want to be efficient with your Arena tokens, then I know other content creators have covered this where you'll like pick a couple that you're going to lose and then hit refresh, and then you'll get a lot more of these 1Z, 2Z freebie wins. And that's really the best way to kind of maximize your tokens. I'm not necessarily giving that as like official advice or anything. I've just heard that as an approach. They've done it on camera before, and it looked legitimate. So I've never 100% tested it. I've just kind of done it in theory. Usually, if I'm just like 1, 2, 3 in, and I'm just losing, it's like refresh button, and then oh look, here's a couple easier ones, right? But normally, like on my main account, I just work my way from the top down. On my main account, I'm pretty consistent on winning. I've got a fast team and a go second team, and so basically I just pick the right team for the right fight. So, but in this case, we'll do this arena real quick, see where we stand. You'll see we are up against a pretty tough team. I mean, that's a full legendary team over there. If she was built just a little bit better, I think we lose this. Because I think they prioritize Ronda's HP a little bit more than they should. Ronda surviving that attack there indicates to me that she's tanky. She's built tankier than you might want your Ronda to be. Deliana's aura plays a role into that, but Ronda should have no problem one-shotting my team if we don't have our increased defense and things like that up. One thing I've been learning is like I've been winning against teams that I should probably lose against. This is a team I expect to lose against. They have a Necrit and the Nutcracker. And they're built fast, so I'm almost certain I'm going to lose it. Those were counterattacks. Yeah, he hits so hard. Yeah. I really wanted to pull during his 10 times event on my main account. I kind of did, but I held back. I didn't go all in. Another team we'll probably lose against. We should lose against this team. But we win the speed battle. That's a good start for us. The problem is I don't think we can kill Pythion. Oh, we did. Okay, cool. So that's why I kind of go from the top down, because at first glance you see Prince Kaimar, a Sun Wukong, and a Pythion. I'm not really scared of Walking Tomb Dragon. But when I see them, it's like, oh man, we're gonna get our butts kicked, and then we crush them. So, you know. But yeah, so even live arena, my win rate's not great. Ah, there it is. I knew there was a way. Yeah, 48%. So not a great win rate for live arena. Unfortunately, I just flat out run into a ton of really good teams that don't belong in bronze. And I can't derank either because it's bronze. So I try to throw a couple keys in every now and then. I'm not going to end up using these keys tonight for sure. But mostly I'm just trying to get the resources to up my speed in speed and then eventually the other stats in general in Clan Boss. So I'm not that much worried about getting. Oh, the gear. I don't know what star level these drop at. That would be nice to know. But yeah, maybe I should or maybe I should prioritize running live arena a little bit more. The most frustrating thing about live arena, at least for me, as somebody that not only do I have 2 accounts, but I also have a full-time job and I'm a parent. Like being able to log in at the very specific times to do live arena and actually 100% commit to it and like consider the proper picks and counter picks and all that like interplay and stuff is really difficult for me in particular. I'm not saying that it's not that other people aren't able to do it, but for me in particular, and like what I want to do, it is very difficult to get deep into live arena for both my accounts. And I know why they do the limited windows, but I do wonder, games like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering Arena and all those like competitive card battling games, which in the most basic terms, this kind of replicates. It's kind of the same thing. We use champions instead of cards, and obviously the champions have abilities, but if we could get, I feel like if they would expand the time frame a little bit or make it all day, instead of just for short periods, then they'd probably get way more participation. And I wonder if they skew their own numbers a little bit with these narrow windows of time of, 2 hours. Yeah, it's a lot, but I've got videos to record. I've got other games I'm scheduled to play with some friends tonight. I've got work in the morning. I've got to get my family, do my family's time stuff, So they really need to consider expanding on that, because I think live arena is a great feature. It's just when I'm freed up to dedicate time to live arena, it's just not live. It's not active, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I won't be doing that tonight. So sorry for my little rant on live arena. Now let's think about what else is going on in the game / coming up here pretty soon. I do have, and I'm very excited for this because of the weekend coming up, monthly. So tonight I will finish this and I will get 28 of 30. So that means on Saturday I will have an extra Sacred Shard to go towards the Sacred 2X that I still believe is coming up. I haven't really had any confirmation about it, but I do believe that it's coming up. So I'm excited about that. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, and I'm briefly looking to see if I can remember what it was. Oh, I do want to look and see. I've been running Spider. Still no banner. Ooh. Okay. Let's see what this rolls. Kind of like that extra accuracy. Sacrificing quite a bit of HP. I have to take it to 16 for it to be on par with this. I need to... I'm going to take it to 12 and see what happens. It's a question of whether or not if sacrificing, because I can level it up to be the exact same crit damage as this amulet. It's the question of how valuable is the little bit of extra, the 10 accuracy and resistance over the HP. He's HP based, and we're not gaining more crit damage. It's the same amount of crit damage. So I don't know if losing that HP in exchange for accuracy would matter as much. I do want him to land his HP burn, but it's not failing to land due to, well, it is failing to land due to lack of accuracy. So, but 10 accuracy isn't going to change that. So for right now, I'm going to hold off. Yeah, I can't think of too much else to discuss right now as far as the account goes. We're just kind of waiting still. But I am excited to get that extra Sacred going into the 2X that theoretically is coming up. If you are somebody that targets 10Xs, I would avoid both of these. Not that UDK is bad. UDK is a great champion, in my opinion. He is in every one of my teams pretty much on my main account. Just because of his ability to take the hits away from my team. You know, he's a perfect tank. And I love him for that, for wave clearing. He just takes all the hits, and then I can build my other champions however I want. So he is a wonderful champion. I just don't know if I would want to go for him during a 2X event or a 10X event. And, you know, if I was to pull him during this upcoming 2X, I would be very excited. So, I feel like there was something I wanted to talk something about gear, but I just cannot, for the life of me, remember what it is. I didn't see this before. Decent. I need to sell that. Yeah, that squeaked through. Okay, well, I can't remember it, so we're just going to call it a video there. Oh, I remember. It wasn't even about gear. I wanted to say thank you guys. So, I love how that's what it took. It took me to, like, stop making the video for me to be like, ding, ding, ding. Okay, we are currently at 286 subscribers. And I'm just so thrilled about that. I get emails every day when people subscribe. And so just all day long, when I'm, between what I need to do at work and I just glance at my phone and I see a little email, really makes me feel good. It makes me feel like people appreciate my content. And then on top of that, I don't remember exactly what I say. I don't go back and rewatch a lot of my videos unless I had a question about something I said. Um, but I saw in one of my recent videos, I had a lot of people giving me positive comments, and it made me think like, did I say something like super self-deprecating or negative? So which I totally is in character for me. But seeing all those comments and being like, "Hey, I love your content. Hey, great video," and all those things made me very, very happy. So thank you guys for those comments. I'm not fishing for more of those comments or anything. I'm just sharing with you guys that sometimes, you know, when for those of you that don't make content on YouTube, there's analytics tabs and things that you can look at. And sometimes if you go and look at that stuff and you look and you're like, oh man, like I had a video that did almost, I had a video that did 500 views. I'm actually looking right now. That's a real reaction. Um, episode 44, I did 500 views, and episode 50 did 600 views, and then you're looking and you're looking, and you're looking, and you're like, oh, episode 55, 161 views. Oh, okay. And it makes me wonder, well, did I screw up? Did I make a mistake? Did I let my audience down? And that starts to get in the head a little bit. And I don't think I've ever actively discussed it, and I'm not really, in the mood to discuss it here in this video or anything like that. But I have had, struggles with mental health and stuff in my life in the past, and so sometimes that stuff can like get in there, right? And so to be able to have, you know, 3 videos later get back up into the 300s with a ton of people just leaving positive comments, like that just makes me feel so good. So it's my really roundabout way of just basically saying thank you guys for all your support, for the subscriptions, for the likes, for the comments. They really do put a smile on my face and make me feel good about myself, and it re-energizes me to make this type of content and kind of get this stuff out there for you guys. Last little quick note. So it is Wednesday. It is very last minute. I'm recording this at Wednesday at 8:30. This probably won't finish uploading for another 15, 20 minutes from now. I am live streaming tonight. Twitch.tv/I'm Roadblock. I should really have this. Yeah. Twitch.tv/I'm Roadblock. It'll be in the description. There's a link to my Twitch in the description. If you guys just want to come hang out, I'm not looking for subscribers or following or anything like that. If you just want to come hang out, chat with me while I'm playing, I'll probably be playing a shooter game of some type, probably Overwatch or maybe the new game, The Finals. So I've decided that if I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna try and mention it in these videos to see if I can get some extra people to come hang out. I don't have a set stream schedule as of yet, but I do want to ramp up my streaming a little bit. So I will be streaming tonight in about a half hour from now. So I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you guys in the next one.